No sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? I'm standing on the edge of the seat. Out the way, bullets rip. Inside of me.
This is Queen the Greatest, and this week we head back to 1981 and one of the biggest, most groundbreaking tours in Queen's live history. It's the time they rocked South America.
South America reared its head, and we heard rumours that we were the biggest thing ever in Argentina and Brazil, and they started to ask us to go down there. And they were saying, you know, you can play football stadiums down there. And we went, oh, you're joking.
In those days, under the dictatorship in Argentina, we were negotiating with the army general. And he said to me, how can I possibly allow 50,000 young people into a stadium when I can't control them? What happens if somebody suddenly shouts out Viva Perón in the middle of a Queen concert? And I have a riot on my hands. And I tried to explain to him that rather like gladiatorial matches in Rome, this was panacea to the people. They'd never, ever had this before. This would be an extraordinary experience.
So we got the whole thing together, and it was God knows how many jumbo jets full of equipment.
The travel arrangements were very scary with, you know, driving the wrong way along a raised motorway with outriders, with guys in big jeeps waving their big guns and getting the cars coming straight towards them to pull over.
Fred, how do you feel playing and singing before 200,000 people?
I haven't done it yet.
I can remember being nervous the first night. Top tier alone took 80,000, and we were in this sort of dugout, which I guess the football teams would normally be in, but all the windows were broken. And I remember thinking, this is, you know, it's going to take some balls to walk out there.
All these shows we've done in Argentina were all at football stadiums, and they were very worried about the pitch getting damaged because it's their sort of hallowed ground, the football turf. And we came up with this idea, covering it with this plastic grass, and they agreed to it because that was something that we really wanted, was to have a lot of people on the pitch, because we set the stage up down one end. I mean, they were quite happy to have people in the stands, but we insisted that we must have people on the pitch as well to give a good atmosphere for the show. It was marvellous. I mean, it was the closest, really, ever to actually going to a football match. It was that sort of reaction. They were tremendously enthusiastic. I mean, you know, they were quite ecstatic, and they were singing along in English as well, and doing all the chants and everything.
Despite the early nervousness and the huge logistical undertaking, this first South American tour was a massive success and left a lasting impression on the band. Queen would return in 1985 for one of their most memorable performances ever. But that's a story for another episode of Queen the Greatest.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will.